Hello, we're here today with Gary Newbury. Gary is a retail transformation strategist, a, a, a change agent in a huge magnitude, if you will. I've known Gary for a while, and I'm sure I didn't do a good job of describing that, Gary. What do you actually do?
Hi, thanks, Wayne. Thanks for having me here today. I would describe myself as a retail supply chain strategist and serial transformation executive. And the reason for that is I've completed more than 25 large-scale transformations and 15 business turnarounds. I've delivered an ROI of more than 25 to 1. In fact, across my career, it's been closer to 50 to 1. And I've driven more than $250 million worth of annualized profit improvements. And that's not by taking our operation and just outsourcing it to the Far East. This is about detailed business model changes, process changes that make a real difference to company operations. My strapline has two key differences or differentiators in there. My strapline is transforms retail supply chains, logistics, and last mile outcomes during disruption and rapidly. So these are two things which I think differentiate me from many people in the marketplace, because I've dealt with huge amounts of disruption either in the external market, which we're currently faced now with COVID, or internally where the executive team have maybe introduced a new customer or a new system and it's gone really badly and it's exposed a lot of flaws that the organization had, which it hoped to have plastered over. And rapidly is really just a sense of the pace I work at when I'm kind of let loose.
Now, I know an example. We don't want to embarrass any Canadian brands. I know an example you worked on I think it was in the UK. Can you tell us very quickly just the before and after?
Yeah, very quickly. I've just as background, I've done something like 50 different mandates, either as an employee or as an external party, either as a management consultant or as an interim C-level player. But when I first came to Canada, I kind of talked to a lot of people, networking with people, and every time I couldn't stop myself from talking about a company called HDNL, and it was the largest last mile provider of getting heavies and uglies into people's homes to a room of choice. I got pulled in as an interim CEO of that organization to kind of stabilize it and try and shape it up and try and get it moved forward, which wasn't really the brief I understood it, because as I delved into the detail, it really needed a big jolt to get to where it needed to be. For instance, I had a union situation. I had an FTA failure to agree. They were going to go on strike. I had three distribution centers at a very disconnected senior management team that I had to kind of re-engage in the task. Very low profitability and also productivity. At the end of the thing, which lasted for about a year of the transformational change, I ended up with moving the service level that customers could expect from 80% in 10 days to 97% in 3 days. And Amazon was one of the customers we did all the Amazon loads in there for the heavies and what we call heavies and uglies, all the 20 kg and above consignments they had. One of the big customers was Littlewoods, Debenhams, House of Fraser. And as I go through this list, some of them have disappeared, but at the time they were highly profitable and really pushing the edge of e-commerce. I had a workforce of 1,000 people that got reduced down to about 850 during my time, and it wasn't because I was hacking away, it's because I drove such great productivity into the organization. Our average vehicle feel was something in the order of about 25 per route, and we had 300 routes. And I drove that working with the team and engaging the team into the task and changing some of the routing parameters to 40. That's a substantial change. And as we went into peak, and we were looking at a peak of 50% lift in volumes from broadly 8,500 deliveries a day to somewhere in the order of 12, 13,000. Every time the forecast came out, it was like, it's going to be bigger. I was able to release temporary drivers and short-term hire vehicles at a rate of knots. And my client was saying, should you really be doing this in peak? I said, yes, I should, because my team really get it. They've got the vision. They know what they're doing. Even with the union involved, the union really liked what we were doing. Everybody was really engaged in what we set out to achieve, and we were achieving it.
Now, profit?
Yeah, in terms of profit, I mean, I inherited a division that was churning out 12 million annualized profits a year, $12 million. And towards the end of the thing, and it was just, normally it's the other way around. I do the strategy first and then go and make that strategy work. I was doing the operational change and transformation, but my leaving piece was to actually move from 3 depots to 1 depot and actually find a way by leveraging what we call the one-man network, the parcel network, using their locations and our trunking system, and obviously changing some of the things that we did to actually do a roadmap which would have delivered $25 million a year. So that was a doubling of profitability. And the board said, yeah, this is great, but some of the changes you're making are kind of scary. And they also had a big one-man project in their parcel business, which was losing a lot of money. So their focus was on that, but they did recognise that this was effectively a game-changing strategy, of which they kind of put to one side for almost a rainy day. But the team that I left behind were really very motivated, very engaged, and carried the thing on. So much so that the guy who took over from me to run it on steady state just sort of almost put his feet up on the desk and said, "It's running fine."
Now, you mentioned sort of scary change. We're in a time of scary change. Who are your
Yes.
ideal clients or potential employers now?
Well, I just want to sort of put a small caveat, because the kind of things that we're going to, the executives are going to experience are going to be a lot of hard work. And, when we think about this period, certainly when we look back at it, we'd say this is an episodic discontinuity event. This isn't just, we're going to confuse ourselves by calling it a recession, a depression, and variants around economic terms, and look at the EI claims and all this kind of stuff. This is all economics, but this is an event which demonstrates absolute discontinuity. There's a pre-normal, pre-COVID normal, and there's going to be a post-COVID normal. To actually make this work, there's going to be a huge amount of hard work, and not all retailers are going to find this particularly how can I say, a nice proposition, because if they felt that they have been working hard in the past, what we've got ahead of us is like a whole step change away from this. So they should be looking for people with skills of transformational change to bring into the business, to engage in the business, and to help them make the big changes to the business model, to the organizational structure, to organizational culture, the processes and the activities, and the technology. We mustn't get stuck on a transformational change being just technology. It's the whole business model that needs to evolve here. And it's not for everybody. Some people will fall by the wayside, especially when they approach this problem with 2010 type tools, both in terms of how they see the world and how they execute against any vision or strategy. Those tools will become highly redundant. What I'm looking for is a Canadian retailer, ideally based in the GTA, but is looking for that transformational acceleration. Maybe they've not started, and hands up, many people talked about transformational change or digital transformation, but they never really got onto the boat. They kind of got distracted by a number of things. They'll either to help them to get started, or if they're on a transformational journey, of course, the things change now, and so they're probably saying, well, where do I go? Well, I can help them get to where they need to be. I'm looking for a retailer looking to get that transformational acceleration for a post-COVID-19 success.
Okay. Gary Newbury, we can find you on LinkedIn, which is on the bottom of the screen, your email address, bottom of the screen. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Hey, Wayne, thank you very much, and appreciate the opportunity to talk here, and look forward to working with you again.
I'm looking forward to it as well.